So should we start with the fact that the Raptors went into the draft lottery?
This is how we're starting?
This is topic one, yeah.
Goodness.
This is topic one.
Yeah. This was May 12th. I was in my hometown at this point.
Like your actual hometown. We should clarify this.
On my dad's side, yeah. But I was like very much in the Chinese countryside as I got the news alert that, Raptors losing that pick. And also Atlanta won it somehow. So, yeah, I mean, look, we finished, 25-57 on the season. We tanked down the stretch. There was a 15-game losing streak, including one game where the Raptors signed, I believe, what's his name? Malik Williams, I think. Was that his name?
What?
There's a 10-day guy that we signed off the street. Like, I'm not even kidding. And immediately started him against Rudy Gobert. And I think he went 0 for 7. It's not his fault. He literally just walked in.
You're saying he didn't make Rudy Gobert dance?
No. I think
okay.
Rudy Gobert might have been dancing on him, Luka style. And yeah, we lost that game, I think, by 48. It was a franchise record. And not saying that the record is everything, but like, damn, we suffered through a really bad year and we don't have to pick. So
yeah, I think during that 15-game losing streak was when Jonte Porter banked in a 3 in the fourth quarter and didn't seem too happy about it as well.
Goodness.
I think that was also a part of it.
This guy was the first guy in NBA history to be unhappy by hitting the over at 5.5.
No one's actively rooted against the Raptors in this way.
Goodness, man. We literally had people working against us this season.
But like you mentioned, the Raptors, this was the season, right? Like they traded Pascal and OG. And towards the end of the season, it was clear they were trying to lose as many games as possible, give themselves the best chance because of the Jakob Poeltl trade last season to keep their top 6 protected pick. And they ended up giving themselves a 45.8% chance going into the lottery, which I guess was decent odds. And it came out after too that because the way the draft lottery works, I don't know if people know. It's like,
oh yeah,
you get the draft.
Know this? No way, man.
Yeah, I'm bringing perspective, and ambition to the show.
Nice.
So they give every team has these like 4 number combinations, like a series of combination. And the Raptors were one lottery ball away from potentially getting the first pick. Because the first 3 balls that came out was 6, 10, and 14. Raptors had some combinations that would have completed that sequence. How excited would you have been if the Raptors ended up with the opportunity to draft Alexander Sarr?
Yeah, if we won the number 1 pick, I mean, that would have been sick. I think the big takeaway from watching this season, especially now the Raptors pivoted to the rebuild, was like this team needs as much top-end talent as possible. And that's why I was personally hoping for the Raptors to keep their pick and also keep their pick next year. And then after that point, I think it turns into 2 seconds. So you'd have to bite the bullet for 2 years. But I kind of wanted them to do that because I think this team really needed that. I think this is a much maligned draft, but at the same time, there are still prospects at the top that probably will become at least rotation players. I know there's some of the quotes out there where like getting the first pick is like getting Tobias Harris. I mean, come on, man. Like we gotta respect this whole year of like global talent.
By the way, if you're putting that quote out there, I feel
what draft class has ever been so bad where the number 1 pick is Tobias Harris?
You can't be anonymous. I feel like if you're putting a quote like that out there.
Okay, what do you want? Lawrence Frank says
I'm just
Alexander
saying,
Sarr is Tobias Harris. No, but like honestly, I think it would have been best if the Raptors kept the pick. The only silver lining is that at least you don't have to worry about for next year. And if the Raptors season goes south and they actually decide to go on a similar path, I'm sure Malik Williams will be available to be signed once again.
Once again, I don't know who that man is.
This is a Malik Williams slander pod. Yeah, like at least at that point you control your destiny in a draft that is obviously much better than this one. But look, the Raptors need all the help that they can get, and so yeah, this was really unfortunate. And San Antonio on the flip side gets 4 and 8, 8 from us obviously in Toronto. So. Wemby will be on his way, and I know that there's gonna be a lot of griping, but I think it's understandable though. Like it really is the big inflection point. Like the big mistake in this whole process was like Raptors choosing to double down on the team that was, I think, 6 games under 500 at the trade deadline when they had traded for Jakob. And yeah, Jakob clearly improved their level and clearly addressed the need that they had in terms of a center that they didn't have on the roster for 2-3 years, basically, since Mark and Serge both walked in the same summer. But it wasn't enough to propel them to anything meaningful. And we have seen sort of the short-sightedness of that move. So it is what it is. At least we move on. But it would have been great to add a top prospect. It really would have.